Hey, what is going on, everyone? As you can see, this is a really long video. It's the longest video I've ever done for this channel, but I also think it is probably the best listening lesson that I've done so far. This lesson uses a video from a popular series called The Try Guys. It is fun and it has a bunch of great native phrases and expressions that you can start using to improve your speaking right away. Let's get started. Like I said, this video comes from a series called The Try Guys. In each video, the Try Guys will try a completely new activity and then talk about it and talk about their experience. For this video, the four Try Guys, Eugene, Keith, Ned, and Zach, go to a UFC gym for the first time and learn martial arts from famous professional UFC fighters. Let's watch the first clip now.
Love you, Eugene. Oh! That boy got turned though.
UFC gym, Sears outlet. I know where I'm going.
Today we are here at a UFC gym to meet some professional UFC fighters and fight each other.
I have no fighting experience. I got punched in the nose once in 5th grade.
I've hurt someone's feelings.
Apparently Eugene has trained in martial arts. That's not fair.
I feel like Zach might squeal like a little piggy and it really excites me.
If nobody gets hurt, that's a miracle. What do I know about UFC? People of all kinds of fighting backgrounds come into an octagon and they hang out for 3 minutes or so.
When I watch it on YouTube, it gets me going.
So yeah, if I'm gonna be beat up by anybody, it might as well be a UFC champion, right?
I'm Chuck the Iceman Liddell, former UFC light heavyweight champ.
Hi, Chuck.
UFC broke on the scene in 1993. It was just a way to battle different styles against each other. What we found out is the best style is a combination, is putting them all together.
When you reach the UFC, you're the top of the top.
I feel like it's the true physical and mental game of chess.
Kicking ass is what I do for a living.
People like to watch other people fight.
For us, how can we possibly do well at this?
I mean, I'm looking at you guys have the body of a god.
You mean like Cupid?
Like Zeus, baby.
Zeus?
Zeus. My man, right here, you're gonna be Zeus.
Okay, hopefully you were able to understand some of that. Let's do some listening practice. Listen carefully and try to write down what you hear Ned say.
Apparently Eugene has trained in martial arts. That's not fair.
Okay, let's hear that one more time.
Apparently Eugene has trained in martial arts. That's not fair.
All right, here's the answer. Ned says, apparently Eugene has trained in martial arts. That's not fair.
Apparently Eugene has trained in martial arts. That's not fair.
Let's do another one. This time, listen and write down what Chris says.
I feel like it's the true physical and mental game of chess.
Let's hear that again.
I feel like it's the true physical and mental game of chess.
Okay, here's the answer. Chris says, I feel like it's the true physical and mental game of chess.
I feel like it's the true physical and mental game of chess.
Let's do one more listening practice. Listen carefully and try to write down what Keith says here.
For us, how can we possibly do well at this?
Let's hear that again.
For us, how can we possibly do well at this?
Okay, here's the answer. Keith says, for us, how can we possibly do well at this?
For us, how can we possibly do well at this?
Now let's look at some vocabulary. First, miracle. That is something that is very unlikely to happen. So in the video, Keith says, if none of us get hurt, that would be a miracle. So it's very unlikely that none of them will get hurt. Somebody is probably going to get hurt. Beat up, as a verb phrase, that means to hurt someone physically, usually in a fight. And then Chuck says, when the UFC first broke onto the scene, that phrase just means when something first started. And finally, sometimes you hear people say baby in sentences where it really doesn't make sense. Like in the video, Anthony said baby to Zach. Here, it doesn't really mean anything. It just adds some friendliness, fun, or affection to a sentence. Let's watch another clip from the video.
When I get ready for a fight or when I'm walking to the cage, I don't think about anything. I just know I got somebody I got to beat up.
Just get zen.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just a fight. What's the worst that can happen?
I can think of some pretty bad things that could happen.
Are you like scared to get hit?
Absolutely.
When I punch people, I don't punch them just to give them a little love tap.
Oh my God.
When I punch them, I'm actually trying to hurt them with every single bit of my soul. Yeah. 1, 2.
Percentage-wise strength, what are you at right now?
10.
You want to go to 50?
I could, but I don't want to break your shoulder.
Any last words?
Can we all kick Zach real quick?
Oh. Ow. And then I'm back.
Then you're back.
And then I'm back. And then
Boom.
So first and foremost, tell us how you got into the sport.
I went to college, tried to play soccer, and I hated it.
Wrestled in high school, wrestled in college.
Yeah, so soccer just wasn't violent enough.
I think it was like the first time I ever knocked a goalie down. I was like, wait a minute.
You know, they're getting a good workout, they can defend themselves on the streets. I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot.
And just from day one, I just fell in love with it.
A guy saw me, he goes, hey, you wanna learn how to do mixed martial arts? I said, sure, why not? And started taking classes, and that's how it began. I come here, lift up. I'm up. Go underneath the crotch.
Yeah. I hate this. I hate this. Do you think it's going to be really easy or really hard to take down somebody as strong as me?
Very easy, actually.
No! My brain!
Is this fucking amateur hour right now?
It is.
Okay.
It's definitely amateur hour.
No, I didn't have to! It's always better to make somebody give up and tap out because it's like, fuck, you got me. And you go here and you want to massage the Achilles tendon. And then when you have it, you go here.
That hurts so much.
Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take his foot and put it in my armpit. And I'm going here and I'm just gonna fall down.
Like this.
Yep.
What's your tactic?
I will take it somewhere to where the other person is not good. So when you're here,
Fuck,
his
I hate
objective is to posture up. And I can jump up here. Yep. I do not endorse this at all, okay? This right here, I do not endorse.
Okay, that clip was a little bit long. You can go back and re-watch it if you need to, but try your best to summarize what you just watched. Okay, here's an example summary. Hopefully your summary sounds something like this. First, the Try Guys trained with Anthony. They practiced striking. Then the Try Guys interviewed all the UFC fighters. They asked about how the fighters started mixed martial arts. Then they practiced grappling with Demetrius. Let's do some more listening practice. Listen carefully and try to write down what you hear Zach say.
I can think of some pretty bad things that could happen.
Okay, let's hear that again.
I can think of some pretty bad things that could happen.
All right, and now here's the answer. I can think of some pretty bad things that could happen.
I can think of some pretty bad things that could happen.
Let's do another one. This time, write down what Anthony says.
And just from day one, I just fell in love with it.
Okay, let's hear that again.
And just from day one, I just fell in love with it.
All right, and Anthony says, and from day one, I just fell in love with it. Day one means the very start of something. So from the start of his MMA training, he loved it.
And just from day one, I just fell in love with it.
All right, this time, listen for what Demetrius says here.
A guy saw me, he goes, hey, you wanna learn how to do mixed martial arts?
Okay, let's hear that again.
A guy saw me, he goes, hey, you wanna learn how to do mixed martial arts?
All right, that was a little difficult. because he said the second part very quickly. A guy saw me and he goes, "Hey, you want to learn how to do mixed martial arts?" Let's listen one more time.
A guy saw me and he goes, "Hey, you want to learn how to do mixed martial arts?"
Okay, and here's some more vocabulary for that section. So strike as a verb, it means to hit something, or striking as a noun, that just means the action of hitting something. Zen, that actually comes from Zen Buddhism, and it just means very calm and very relaxed, or something that is very relaxing. Next, to give something a shot, it means to try something, and usually to do so with an open mind. Then during the training with Demetrius mentioned the Achilles tendon. That is a tendon in your ankle. You can see it in that picture there. The word tendon, that is the English word for the connection between a muscle and a bone inside your body. Okay, next, tactic, that means a plan or strategy. And then finally, endorse as a verb. This means to officially recommend or approve of something. Let's watch another clip from the video.
On the flip side, what was your worst personal injury?
I got cut and it was probably started from like here all the way down to my cheek.
I broke my rib in a Muay Thai fight.
Had my eyeball split open.
What? And I remember walking back to the corner, it would just pop in and out. And I was just like, and when I breathe, I'm like,
and his finger went right in my eye. Yeah, they showed a replay, and you can see where the guy's finger goes missing in my eye.
What's the worst injury you've ever had?
I got my penis caught in my zipper.
oh no! That's not in a fight.
That smokes it all.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's a champion of anything.
Don't let me intimidate you, come on.
You got it. Just like that.
I actually have a broken pinky right now.
That's pretty bad, man.
I figure I can dance around, I can kick a lot.
First kick we're gonna do is the real basic Muay Thai kick. I gotta step out on an angle, which opens up my hips to turn my body.
Do you ever do jumping kicks?
Yeah, you can do a jumping kick.
My wife really didn't want me to do this.
So that means she cares for you.
Yeah.
That's nice. My wife would probably make me do this just so I feel pain. Grab the neck. Oh God. Nice and tight. You can shake him a little bit. It comes down to who's smarter. It's all about deception. Is your wife gonna like this?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, there you go.
I got thrown around like a rag doll.
What do you think is a really big misconception about UFC?
Especially when we came in, everyone thought we were a bunch of Neanderthals. At the top of the game, you know, I have never met a guy who's a dumb guy. I mean, I have a degree in accounting, for Christ's sake.
You know, they expect us to be mean, and when they realize like we're just normal people. Like,
Yeah, you seem like a cool, down-to-earth dude.
Yeah, we're not like that.
Like I'd go to the movies with you.
I'll go to the movie with you too. What you want to watch?
I'm a normal person. I just like fighting in an octagon in front of thousands of people. Who wouldn't?
Jessica Evil Eye!
Every fight starts standing up. When we hear that bell, we come out swinging.
Oh!
The wonderful champ Ronda Rousey loves to do throws.
Oh!
We're gonna do a counter to a throw, okay? So as you try to throw me this way, I'm gonna backdrop you. You see that? Did you catch it? I'll do it again. This one drops back down. So you're using momentum. As soon as they try to pull you over, you fall with them. That's beautiful. Look, and you're in dominant position right there for judging. I grab it here. I'm gonna step in. But now once I've got you here, I'm gonna keep you there. And I'm just gonna punch him straight down. This is called ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
Yeah, if I'm the one on the cage, instead I'm gonna fish it up this way and bring his face back. They make this bone right here for that. Face lock. So again, face lock.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Okay, that was a pretty long video section. Watch it again if you need to, and when you're ready, try to summarize what you just watched. Okay, here's an example summary. First, the Try Guys asked the UFC fighters about the worst injuries they've ever had. Then, they did some kicking practice with Chris. After that, they asked the fighters what some common misconceptions about MMA fighters are. Finally, they practiced takedowns and throws with Jessica. And if you don't know the word misconception, don't worry, it's in the vocab later. Now let's do some listening practice. Listen carefully and write down what Ned says here.
I figure I can dance around, I can kick a lot.
Okay, let's hear that again.
I figure I can dance around, I can kick a lot.
Here's the answer. Ned says, I figured I can dance around and I can kick a lot. Let's hear it again.
I figure I can dance around, I can kick a lot.
Okay, now listen and write down what Chris says.
It comes down to who's smarter. It's all about deception.
All right, let's hear that again.
It comes down to who's smarter. It's all about deception.
Here's the answer. Chris says, it comes down to who's smarter. It's all about deception.
It comes down to who's smarter. It's all about deception.
All right, now listen and write down what Jessica says here.
I'm a normal person. I just like fighting in an octagon in front of thousands of people.
Okay, I'll play that one more time.
I'm a normal person. I just like fighting in an octagon in front of thousands of people.
All right, here's the answer. Jessica says, I'm a normal person. I just like fighting in an octagon in front of thousands of people.
I'm a normal person. I just like fighting in an octagon in front of thousands of people.
Now for some vocabulary. So smoke as a verb, when it's not like smoking a cigarette, it means to win or beat something by a lot. So if your basketball team won a game 75-20, you could say that you smoked the other team. You beat them by a lot. A misconception, that is something that people think is true, but actually is not true. And then Chuck said the word Neanderthal. He said people thought that MMA fighters were Neanderthals. What that actually means is a caveman or a prehistoric person, but it also can casually mean someone that's not very smart, someone that's kind of stupid. And then for Christ's sake, that is a phrase that is just used to show that you're surprised or annoyed by something. Next, down to earth. If a person is down to earth, it means that they are casual and friendly and easy to be around. Let's watch one more clip from the video.
But today, Chuck and Jessica and I are going to officiate our match.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to laugh at you too much.
No matter who I fight, at best, I'm 40 pounds lighter than them.
I feel like Gene would laugh at me a lot.
I would hold back against Ned's right pinky. Everything else is fair game.
Bam! One pop in the nose and he's gonna be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
If he's gonna put me in holds, I'm gonna fart. I'm gonna fart my way out of the situation.
I don't want to hurt any of these people. I love these guys. I don't want to hurt them, and I don't want them to hurt me. I'm going to be fighting Keith because we're both the gentlest.
And I'll fight Ned because we're both the most aggressive.
I don't think that's going to work for me. He's way too big for you.
Oh, so we have to go by weight class.
We're going to fight him.
No.
And you're going to fight him.
That's what I didn't want to fight.
Or you can fight me.
Squirrel versus great white tree. Today we are in this octagon to fight for one 3-minute round.
I'm fighting Ned. Great. I get the one who lives off adrenaline. I love you.
That first punch is gonna come out.
Fight on.
And then I'm gonna be like, "Wah!"
Get his nut like a squirrel does.
He shouldn't fall down with his finger, and I shouldn't fall down because I'm tall.
I felt like I was outsmarting Keith. I knew he was so tall that if I got lower than him, I could flip him over.
Nice. Ground and pound. Push his head down. There you go.
It's really exhausting. It takes so much of your body work once you're on the ground.
You got it. Oh!
30 seconds.
So as soon as I got Ned in a headlock, I'm like, you know what?
Ned can do minimal damage from this point.
They're just hugging.
That is a really intense 3 minutes. It goes so fast when you see it on TV.
Come on, fighters, up, 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 up. Me and Chuck both can agree on a winner here. Squirrel! Squirrel wins by the net. We have Swagger versus Quiver. We are here today to fight to the death. Okay?
What? I think I'll easily be able to find the point where he's going to destroy himself.
Fighter, are you ready?
Didn't come here to fight Eugene. He's fucking crazy.
Fighter, are you ready? Let's get it on.
For some reason, he wants to hurt me.
Let's go.
Shit! I come from a striking background, so I'm going to try to improve some of my wrestling and grappling techniques.
Oh, there you go, grab him. Nice job, there we go.
I landed some pretty solid punches on Eugene's beautiful, beautiful face. Don't get me wrong, he beat the fuck out of me.
It's hopeless, give up.
He got me to the ground several times.
Bro, yeah, there we go.
About like a minute in, my body just quit on me.
Oh my God, what is this?
It was kind of fun until I got punched and knocked down and everything. No, it sucked. I hated it. I never want to do this again.
Now kiss him like you mean it.
That was embarrassing for you.
We declare our winner, Swagger.
I honestly have been really afraid of fighting, but in this environment, this is awesome. Like, this is a great way to like train and work out.
I feel like I was able to link up everything we learned today. It felt a little savage, but I feel like I got a greater appreciation of all the strategy that goes into it.
I'm exhausted, I'm dizzy, I'm pretty nauseous actually. Is this what a concussion feels like?
I think UFC has a new fan now. I'm definitely going to start following it.
We're here, and what are we doing?
We're going to fight night
At the Staples Center. It's time to watch people kill each other.
Oh, we have to cross.
Okay, so now you've seen the whole thing. Try to summarize that last section. All right, here's an example summary. The 4 Try Guys had to fight each other and use the skills they learned in their training. Ned and Keith fought first. Ned won. Then Eugene and Zach fought. Eugene won. Finally, the Try Guys gave their opinions on the training and their experience at the UFC gym. Let's do some more listening practice. Listen carefully and write down what Chuck says here.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to laugh at you too much.
All right, let's hear that again.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to laugh at you too much.
Okay, and here's your answer. He says, well, I'm hoping we don't have to laugh at you too much.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to laugh at you too much.
Let's do another one. Listen carefully and write down what Jessica says.
Today we are in this octagon to fight for 1 3-minute round.
Okay, let's hear that again.
Today we are in this octagon to fight for 1 3-minute round.
Here is the answer. She says, today we are in this octagon to fight for 1 3-minute round.
Today we are in this octagon to fight for 1 3-minute round.
Last one. Listen carefully and write down what Eugene says.
I think UFC has a new fan now. I'm definitely going to start following it.
Okay, let's hear that again.
I think UFC has a new fan now. I'm definitely going to start following it.
Here's your answer. Eugene says, I think UFC has a new fan now. I'm definitely going to start following it.
I think UFC has a new fan now. I'm definitely going to start following it.
And when someone says following about an activity or sport, it means to watch and be interested in this activity or sport. Okay, last set of vocab words. Okay, so first, officiate. That means to be the referee or judge for a sports event. Next, hold back. That means to not try your hardest at something. So in the video, Eugene says he would hold back in the fight against Ned because Ned had a hurt finger. But fair game, that means that something is allowed to do or it's fair to do. So Eugene said he would hold back against Ned, but everything else is fair game. Adrenaline, that is the chemical that your brain releases in your body when you are in very intense situations. don't get me wrong, that is used to make your opinion clear, usually when you've said something that is the opposite of your opinion. For example, I could say, don't get me wrong, I liked the movie, but I thought it was too long. So the opinion is that you liked it, even though you just said it's too long, which is the opposite of your opinion of liking it. And then last, concussion, that is an injury to your brain because you got hit in the head really hard. Okay, here are some extra practice ideas. Okay, congratulations, you did it. You made it to the very end of the video. Thank you so much for watching that whole thing. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some new phrases that you can use in your speaking, and I hope it helped improve your listening. If you like this video, please comment below. It takes me a long time to make these, but I like making them, and so I hope that you guys do too. Keep studying hard. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.